Welcome to the deep dive. Today, wow, we are taking on a huge topic, the modern food system.
Huge is right.
We're going to look at everything from the globalized supermarket giants
Yeah.
all the way down to the microbes in the soil.
And really contrasting that industrial model with the potential of more local, ecological ways of doing things.
Exactly. We've got sources covering food politics, history, soil science. It's quite a mix. Okay, let's unpack this.
Well, I think the place to start is just the sheer scale and, frankly, the structure of modern food power.
Right.
It's not just about selling groceries anymore.
How so?
So sources point out that companies like Walmart, these giants, they're actually shifting their whole business model. They want to be top 10 advertising companies.
Right, advertise, you mean like Google or Facebook?
Kind of, yeah. They're selling premium ad spots within their own search results online. So suppliers pay to get noticed first when you search for something on their site.
Wow. Okay, that completely changes things. It's not just shelf space, it's controlling what you even see online first.
Yeah, exactly. And that kind of commercial pressure, it filters all the way down to the food itself. The aim becomes, well, optimization.
Optimization for profit, I assume.
Right. Finding what they call the bliss point, that perfect engineered mix of salt, sugar, fat.
Ah, the bliss point. I've heard of that. It's designed to make you crave more, isn't it?
Precisely. It essentially hacks your biology, kind of bypassing the natural signals that tell you you've had enough.
And that engineering, that focus on the bliss point over, say, nutrition, that must have a cost. A big one.
Well, enormous. If you look at public health, the estimates for annual healthcare costs just from obesity in the U.S., they're heading towards $240 billion.
Billion. With a G, that's staggering.
It really is. And that's just one aspect of the cost from a system geared towards consumption above all else.
Right. And the industrial scale itself has other impacts, doesn't it? Thinking about the environment. The Green Revolution model, for instance.
Yeah, that whole approach is built on monocultures.
So quite.
Huge fields of the same high-yield crop.
Which need a lot of help, right?
They do. They need massive amounts of artificial fertilizers. And the problem is the plants can't possibly absorb all of it. So the excess nitrogen
runs off
into rivers, streams, eventually the ocean. And that creates these huge coastal dead zones where nothing can live.
Yeah.
It's a major ecological problem stemming from this drive for high yield.
So there's this deep dependency built into the system.
Absolutely. Which is why some of our sources really push for an alternative. They talk about diversified local husbandry.
Meaning smaller scale.
Yeah.
Like gardens or small farms?
Exactly. Moving away from that massive industrial arable corner, as one source puts it, and towards something more integrated, more local.
And there's real science behind why that might be better, especially for the land itself.
Oh, definitely. The soil health aspect is fascinating. There's this great example from Gabe Brown's farm.
What does he do?
Well, by stopping plowing and really focusing on building healthy soil biology, his land's ability to absorb water just skyrocketed. It went from handling maybe half an inch of rain per hour to handling 8 inches per hour. Think about what that means for preventing floods and runoff.
8 inches?
Yeah.
That's incredible. How does that even work? What's happening in the soil?
It's all about what you could call the microbe economy underground. You've got these partnerships like mycorrhizal fungi teaming up with plant roots.
Right, I've read about that. The plants trade sugars.
Exactly. They trade carbon sugars made from sunlight to the fungi in exchange for vital nutrients the fungi can access, like phosphorus. But there's more.
Go on.
You also have all these decomposer microbes producing sticky compounds. One key one is called glomalin.
Glomalin?
Yeah, it acts like a biological glue. It binds tiny soil particles together into larger clumps or aggregates, and that's what creates the structure, the pores that let water soak in and be held. Healthy soil is literally built by these microbes.
So focusing on life in the soil actually builds better infrastructure for the soil. Amazing.
Yeah.
And this idea of local systems, it's not just ecological, right? It connects to people, to communities.
Right. Absolutely. It ties directly into social resilience. Sources highlight places like Deanwood in D.C.
What happened there?
Well, residents faced what's called supermarket redlining, basically, a lack of access to good grocery stores. So they turned to community gardening, drawing on historical self-sufficiency. It became a form of resistance.
So food becomes more than just calories. It's about community control, culture.
And history. It connects back to traditional foodways, where food was about comfort, ethics, celebrating seasons like the first spring asparagus, a world away from just hitting that bliss point.
Right. A total different value system.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, That's really the core tension here, isn't it?
What tension specifically?
It's this clash between, let's say, symbolic economies focusing purely on money, on quantitative measures, which often ends up degrading the actual physical world,
Right.
versus relationships that are qualitative, grounded in local ecological realities, care, maybe, stewardship.
It really makes you think about our priorities.
Uh,
One source mentioned something fascinating, that ancient Roman cooking pans had these special designs, concentric rings,
oh, yeah. Why?
to distribute heat slowly, evenly, for control, for quality in cooking. So even ancient tech was designed for deliberation.
That's interesting.
So if they focused on deliberate quality back then, what does it say about our modern system? We can perform these incredible feats of processing, making super cheap meat or cheese, but it seems we've prioritized speed, extraction, almost infinite quantity over the slow, deep health of the soil, and maybe our own health too.
Mm-hmm.
Why did that trade-off happen? That's something to chew on.